A very good evening once again. Thank you for joining us for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. My name is Wadulo, Mark Arnold, and Dorothy Namuyomba on sign language. And without further ado, let's get straight into the bulletin. In our top story, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has opened the 2024 Federation of East Africa Secondary School Sports Association Games at Bukedia Comprehensive School. The president also opened the state-of-the-art facility at the school owned by the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among.
The long wait is over.
As the Mali is going on, ladies and gentlemen in the pavilion, let's kindly rise up and receive the Right Honorable Speaker and His Excellency the President. But Mali, please proceed. Proceed with the Mali.
Bukedia Comprehensive Sports Park has been opened by His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The President has spoke about the integration of East Africa, which he says must go beyond sports.
Integration is not about just sports. Kuunganisha kwa East Africa sio jambo la michezo peke yake. It is first and foremost an issue of livelihood. Wa Afrika wanafaa kuishi vipi kuwa na maisha mazuri? That is the first question. Uweze kuishi kwenye maisha mazuri, you cannot live a good life without producing a good or a service. Ukiwa unataka maisha mazuri, labda uzalishe mali. So therefore, these are the three aims of the East African integration: prosperity, strategic security, and undugu. So sports ni kama grease ya kuongezea. It's the grease of lubricating that movement, aiming at economic integration and, in the future, a political federation.
Fully housed with outdoor and indoor facilities, the park is the main venue for the 22nd edition of the Federation of East Africa Secondary School Sports Association Games. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni lauded the proprietor of this project and talked fondly about the role sport plays for national development. This state-of-the-art facility that partly eases Uganda's lack of infrastructure is the work of Uganda's Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among.
As the people of Teso, as one of the directors of Amos College, we want sincerely to thank you for honoring our invitation to come and launch and commission these games. We also want to welcome our friends from all the East African countries. That is the principle of Ubuntu. We want to thank you so much. Thank you for coming to Bukedia.
Bukedia Comprehensive Sports Park and the neighboring Amos College School are the hosts for this year's Federation of East Africa Secondary School Sports Association Games that will feature 13 sports disciplines including table tennis, rugby, basketball and athletics.
And I would like to thank your vision and your colleagues at the region for accepting to allow us young people to participate in sports. And this is the only way we can market the East African integration to the grassroots.
The games that Uganda hosts for a 7th time will have representation from Kenya, Tanzania and Rwanda, with more than 3,000 participants expected. Schools like St. Mary's Kitende, Nabisunsan Budo SS are seeking to make this a good outing for Uganda.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has met and held discussions with members of the National Resistance Movement caucus at State House Entebbe. During the meeting, the President urged members to realign their priorities, emphasizing adhering to the NRM mass line principles. The President reminded the caucus members of the foundational principles of the NRM and the historical approach to resolving contradictions within the party and government.
Education for all, prosperity.
Furthermore, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has mourned the demise of fallen presidential advisor Joseph Tamale Mirundi, who died at Chisubi Hospital. He was 60 years. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni said in the political organization, Tamale Mirundi was a cadre and acted like a priest because he internalized the ideology of the political organization.
Major retired. Okay. Vice President wa Uganda, retired Major Jessica Alupo Pepel, amaze okuganzika ekimuli ku kesi ya Tamale Mirundi.
Omubaka wa Parliament wa district.
I'm going to read for you the message of His Excellency, the President, to the family of the late Joseph Tamale Mirundi. It was with sadness that I received the news announcing the death of Tamale Mirundi, who was at one time my press secretary and a renowned NRM ideologue. On behalf of government, on behalf of the NRM party, and on my own behalf, I extend heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family and the entire country. Tamale Mirundi had become a household name because of his brave and truthful commentary on current affairs in the country and abroad. He was a self-styled and independent-minded public intellectual who attracted a big following, especially on the social media and in the mainstream media. He was very articulate and passionate about issues of governance, fighting corruption and service delivery, fairness and equality, etc. His analysis of national issues reflected objectivity and patriotism. Therefore, the country has lost a social philosopher and media guru. As the NRM party, his death has robbed us of a dedicated cadre. We are here to pray for the soul of our departed brother, and I would like also to add that may his soul rest in eternal peace. His Excellency the President asked me to extend 10 million Uganda shillings to the family. I request that you identify for me the responsible authority within the family who will come and take the message, or who I...
Now from earlier, before we had mentioned, the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni met and held discussions with members of the NRM caucus at State House in Entebbe. We have more details on this story.
Museveni stressed the importance of the mass line, a principle that has guided the NRM since its inception. He highlighted how the NRM has historically prioritized the needs and rights of masses over those of the elite, ensuring that the voices of all Ugandans are heard and addressed. President Museveni recounted the party's long-standing commitment to inclusive policies such as immunization for all, education for all, prosperity for all, and security for all. On education, the president expressed serious concerns over the actions of head teachers in government-aided schools, who are allegedly undermining the country's free education scheme by imposing unauthorized fees on learners. President Museveni emphasized the government's commitment to providing free education for all as a means to uplift the nation through Universal Primary Education UPE and Universal Secondary Education USE. President Museveni also addressed the growing problem of corruption within public service, highlighting that civil servants, including permanent secretaries and chief administrative officers, have abandoned their duties, further alienating the masses. He expressed concern over land rights violations, emphasizing the need for elected leaders to protect their constituents' rights, particularly against unlawful evictions. He also called on members to avoid unprincipled conflicts and focus on the core tenets of patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation and democracy. Meanwhile, the First Lady and the Minister of Education and Sports, Mama Janet Kataha Museveni, revealed that the government will take over various costs currently imposed on learners by government schools. Speaking on the issue, Mama Janet acknowledged the shortage of teachers in many schools, which has caused institutions to charge extra fees to cover the salaries of additional privately hired teachers. The First Lady also highlighted the issue of lunch charges, another cost burdening parents, which has led to a significant number of children dropping out of school. In response to these challenges, Mama Janet stated that the government of Uganda, at the cabinet level, has agreed to take over the payment of these extra costs as it plans its budget.
The Prime Minister, Robina Nabbanja, has advised women to be patriotic and work for the development of the country. She was addressing women leaders drawn from Kakumiro district during a 3-day training workshop organized by the Forum for Women in Democracy. We do apologize for that mishap. The Vice President of Uganda, retired Major Jessica Alupo, has appealed to the medical professionals to embrace new technologies in order to create a better impact in the healthcare service delivery. Alupo made these remarks while speaking at the opening ceremony of an induction retreat for medical professionals at the National Leadership Institute in Chankwanzi.
Your Excellency, I am happy to report that some private individuals and organizations have always benefited from the training that this great institution offers.
I believe this unique category of young people will go to the field and fight corruption in the medical field, whereby the chief Chidogo shall stop in the hospitals. There will be our ambassadors wherever they will be deployed.
The Ministry of Health has graduated more than 1,500 medical interns in your cohort. That's a big progress. It's a clear indication that the young people now are taking the trend of science education as encouraged by government and specifically His Excellency the President. So I want to thank you very much for choosing sciences. You have navigated the complexities of medical training with grace and resilience, and today you again stand here in Chankwanzi to empower yourself with more knowledge in the direction of patriotism. Patriotism is often spoken in terms of national pride and service. Today, I encourage you to view your patriotism through the lens of your vocation. By dedicating your lives to the service of others, you are contributing to the betterment of our nation. This can only be possible if it is done with love and the country at heart. Ladies and gentlemen, the NRM government stands on 4 key principles, including nationalism, socio-economic transformation, Pan-Africanism, and democracy. I would like to call upon you to embrace all of them throughout your journey in your medical profession. Uphold the highest standards of integrity and ethics in all your interactions. Make decisions based on the best interest of your patients. Adhere to professionalism guidelines. Always act with honesty and transparency, and your ethical code of conduct will guide you through complex situations and reinforce the trust that is fundamental to your role. Let this be your guiding principle throughout your career. Avoid corruption and any corruption tendencies at all costs. The heart of healthcare lies in human connection. Your patients will remember how you made them feel more than the specific of their treatment. Listen actively, speak with kindness, and approach each patient with empathy. Your compassion can be a powerful tool in their healing process and will help you build trust and rapport. Let me now take this singular honor and privilege to officially open this ideological training for medical interns for God and my country.
And furthermore, Uganda Blood Transfusion Services is currently experiencing blood shortage due to the increasing demand in the recent months due to the disasters that have left many people hospitalized. 480,000 blood units are needed to avert a shortage in the country annually, but the change remains big as few donors are willing to provide it. Let's take a look.
The National Blood Recruit Officer at Uganda Blood Transfusion Service, Duncan Rubanzayo, has noted declining donations of blood to replenish the blood bank.
Our target in the blood bank is always 1% of the population of Uganda. That is now we have 45 millions. So our target is 450,000 units of blood every year.
He was speaking during the Pakistan blood donation at Free Eye Hospital in Tinda.
It's why we need to always stock our blood.
The regional chairman, East African Overseas Pakistan Global Foundation Africa, Zeshan Ashad, said that they have contributed to the health sector in this country to save lives.
Volunteer to do other services. So it is a month our Pakistani to celebrate our independence, and we want to share this happiness with our fellow Ugandans, brothers and sisters here to donate blood and save lives.
Pakistan Global Foundation Africa, Wadasar Afazal, said they are going to provide food relief to all needy people as part of the independence celebrations.
Like free food, okay, in free food every day we are going to arrange like 500 to 1,000 people. Free food every day, inshallah, from here.
Benon Mukwaya, Richard Chirembeka, UBC News.
And now, Rotary Club of Namugongo, in partnership with Rotary Club of Scotia in the US, have launched a boy inclusion initiative to uplift child's uplifting program to empowering the masculine gender. The President, Maurice Ogwang, told UBC at Chira, Church of Uganda Primary School, in Chira municipality, that the empowerment starts with the girl child.
In the middle of the carriage. Yes. Girls often fail to complete their education due to lack of resources like sanitary pads, especially during menstruation cycle. It's against this background that the Rotary Club of Namugongo, in partnership with the Rotary Club of Scotia from the United States of America, in collaboration with the Mooncatcher Project, started a campaign to empower girls keeping schools. They made sanitary pads, which they distributed to girls at Kira Church of Uganda Primary School. The President Rotary Club of Namugongo, Maurice Ogwang, has urged schoolgirls to focus on their academics for a brighter future.
Now that we've distributed these kits to the girls, we expect them to remain at school and stay focused on their learning. The learners must stay at school and they have a good progress in their education. We want them to remain in school and become our future leaders, doctors of today, the doctors of tomorrow. The 3-year program, but it's a beauty plan where we have sewing gill distributed to some schools, and we have a continuous program.
The past Assistant Governor, Rotary Club of Namugongo Rotarian Mariam Talaga, said the pads will last for 5 years.
After everything is done, they are supposed to remove the sanitary towel peacefully, right? And they fold it in a very nice manner. Provider gave us an assurance that this can be used for 5 years.
The senior woman at Kira Church of Uganda Primary School, Margaret Kalyango, appreciated the donation.
It's going to help the girl child to be confident and to think that this menstruation time is normal. That one I liked it. I'm sure it is going to help the girl child to remain in school.
Rotary Club of Namugongo also launched the Boy Child Uplifting Program for career guidance.
The boy child has been immensely neglected. So we found out that this neglect has resulted into a lot of problems for the boy child. For instance, the dropout rate for the boy child is very high.
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
And furthermore, young talents from St. Marcelino International School have won the Olympia International Debating Competition with 2 gold medals. The event at Queen Mary University in London attracted participants from 56 countries competing in public speaking. Debates involved Uganda's delegation of between 9 to 14 years old. We have a detailed report.
Among the shining stars was Nisi Muganzi, who won 2 gold medals in public speaking, and the smartest student category. Nisi and her teammates shared their challenges in preparing for an excellence.
There are 3 categories: the owlets, the owlins, and the owlies. Meeting in Olympia, and we did debates like the debate, speechcraft. In the debate, there were 2 teams. There were the affirmative side and the negative side, and they put a title and 40 questions to complete in 60 minutes that were based on our book, our articles, our videos, and the people we had to research on.
The Olympia team from St. Marcelino International School that represented Uganda in London. The theme this year was goal setting and growth mindset, which I found very crucial and very important for our children in the day-to-day lives. It has taught the children how to set goals. 56 schools from all over the world That is Asia, the States, then Europe, and Africa.
Parents were grateful to St. Marcelino International School for its dedication and support.
Every time they would set a new question, you'd see she puts in extra effort. I'm really thankful to God to see that actually all her efforts haven't come in vain.
We're actually so humbled and very happy to see that they got those medals.
Excited. The whole family excited. My wider family is super excited. But the most important thing about this is the exposure, what it does to the child, and what we're going to see come out of it.
Director Florence Mukabya of St. Marcelino International School commended the students and parents, urging the government to adopt international school curriculum to enhance the quality of education.
Our national curriculum is a very beautiful curriculum. The only thing we need to take away is bookworm, the book, the cramming, and make the learning as practical as possible. When you look at these curriculums, they are the same. The concepts are the same, but application differs. So if all of us as teachers take away this aspect of passing exams to helping our students master concepts, relate to them in their day-to-day lives, then we'll have a better, I believe the national curriculum will be a very good curriculum.
The list of winners also in Quincy: Josiah Gabriel, Sauli Gabriel, Abigail Muiza, John Paul, Lian, Deborah, and others who contributed to raising Uganda's flag high at the international event. Benon Mokwaya, Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
Now, earlier on, we gave you a story where President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni was mourning the demise of the fallen presidential advisor Joseph Tamale Mirundi, who died at Kisui Hospital at 60 years. We now bring you a more detailed report.
Very much Tamale Mirundi awumule mirembe. Okay. Vice President wa Uganda, retired Major Jessica Alupo Pepel, amaze okuganzika ekimuli ku kesi ya Tamale Mirundi.
I'm going to read for you the message of His Excellency, the President. To the family of the late Joseph Tamale Mirundi, it was with sadness that I received the news announcing the death of Tamale Mirundi, who was at one time my press secretary and a renowned NRM ideologue. On behalf of government, on behalf of the NRM party, and on my own behalf, I extend heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family and the entire country. Tamale Mirundi had become a household name because of his brave and truthful commentary on current affairs in the country and abroad. He was a self-styled and independent-minded public intellectual who attracted a big following, especially on the social media and in the mainstream media. He was very articulate and passionate about issues of governance, fighting corruption and service delivery, fairness and equality, etc. His analysis of national issues reflected objectivity and patriotism. Therefore, the country has lost a social philosopher and media guru. As the NRM party, his death has robbed us of a dedicated cadre. We are here to pray for the soul of our departed brother, and I would like also to add that may his soul rest in eternal peace. His Excellency the President asked me to extend 10 million Uganda shillings to the family. I request that you identify for me the responsible authority within the family who will come and take the message.
Yali mukozi ow'eggonjebwa era yakola emirimu gye bulungi nnyo era yasiimibwa nnyo President Museveni. Era y'ensonga lwaki ku ssaawa eno mulaba nti State House eri ku ntikko mu kuteekateeka okuziikwa kwa Tamale Birungi.
Requested that you deliver our appreciations to the President for identifying a talent in our brother Tamale Birungi and allowing him to serve his nation in many capacities. Number two, as you are aware, we have a running contract. So I beg that you talk to the Minister in charge of roads, General Katumba Wamala, to at least tarmac, to use that provision within that contract, to direct the contractor that is going to work on Masaka Mtupura Road to tarmac that stretch from Kalisizo at least 2-3 kilometers along this road, 2-3 kilometers, because it is within that provision. We don't need extra money, we don't need extra funds. It is within the contract. So I requested that because as in memories of our beloved son, and if money is found, like the daughter has requested, to put up a park, parking yard, maybe as he had planned, that dream will find already the road tarmac.
Very much Tamale Birungi awummula emirembe bannamwandu bannange tuyise mu bwangu bannamwandu ba Tamale Birungi nabo bamaze okusaaka ekimuli baganda b'omugenzi.
Ekutosaku papapatatuwa musoka kati nokulu mukaga nga 3 mwezi guno gwa 8 jangu kudamuzi wotakulagime grounds tunyumirwe ng'okuyingira kijja kuba emitwalo 2 naye tiketi wogigulira ku MTN Momo ogifuna ku mutwalo gumu ye ya VIP ya mitwalo 3 kati nonyiga *165*2 oba kozesa Momo app weegulire tiketi yo ku MTN Momo ku bbeeyi rayisi tosubwa abayimbi bonna ab'e Kampala n'ab'e Busoga papapate netegekeddwa Douglas Lwanga ne kutuusibwako MTN.
Together we're unstoppable.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF. Uganda fire! Endiba fire! Ababoda fire! Uganda! Thank you for showing your fire! Has Nambole Stadium opened its doors once again? While you were moving in wet, you were the 12th player when Uganda Cranes needed you the most. Through our famous wins against Tubakunda and our unlucky losses, you stood firm, supporting even louder. Now, as Uganda Cranes take on South Africa and Congo this September, South Sudan in October, and play our second legs against South Africa and Congo in November, bring even more fire! Because with your support, Uganda Cranes is unstoppable! Uganda fire! Proudly brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Uganda Cranes. Together, we are unstoppable.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. You're still with me, Wadulo Mark Arnold and Dorothy Namuyomba on Sign Language. We now take you into the world of business. Makerere University has established a relationship in cultural and literacy to allow more students benefit from academic programs, exchange in engineering works. The director of the Chinese teaching in Uganda, Dr. Gilbert Gumoshabe, says that China has captured the engineering and construction works in Africa that calls for nurturing students in the engineering field. We have a detailed report on this story.
The director of Chinese teaching in Uganda, Dr. Gilbert Gumoshabe, has emphasized nurturing a relationship in culture and literacy. He was officiating the China-Africa Cultural Exchange and Mutual Learning Conference on approaching African literature in China, held at Makerere.
Uganda happens to be gifted by nature, but then when we produce, how do we ensure that what we have produced is processed and then we get market from other countries, and China comes in handy to help us in this.
We need to know more about each other. So we organized this conference.
Professor Yang Jinkai of Nanjing University says having mutual learning programs between Africa and China will enable students in Uganda source jobs in Asia.
You can also know more about the growth of China. So you would encounter a lot of interesting stories in contemporary Chinese literature. So to study
Benon Mokwaya, Richard Chirembeka, UBC News.
And after 4 years of existence, Stress-Free, an investment club birthed in the lockdown of 2020, is nearing $1 billion shillings worth of savings. Initiated by Yesige Brian Bravo, the proprietor of Bravo Shoes, the club is now 235 members strong. We have a detailed report.
The economic pressures on people's incomes by the COVID-19 pandemic, Stress-Free Investment Club was started with registration fees of only 5,000 shillings and managed to raise 38 million in its first year.
We started by saving 2,000 shillings per day for 30 days. We didn't count the 31st day. We said standard 30 days. So we were saving 60,000 shillings in a month. We later on grew a year ago. We increased it to 3,000 shillings per day. And now we are saving 90,000 shillings a month.
With the major goal being to enable its members afford good housing, Stress-Free Investment Club prides itself in utilizing a continuous investment strategy in various portfolios, like government bonds and trust funds offered by insurance companies.
As a woman, we always want that women money. So most of the times it is hard for you to save money on your own, pooling resources probably for a goal you want, and also looking at the idea. I joined the club because of the long-term goal of having a condominium. So I also wanted to be part of those, rich people owning a house in Kampala.
Despite the investment club's growth, it has seen some members discontinue to personal reasons.
100% of the investment of the money is completely invested in secure investments. We are not going into any risk ventures. They give us more profits, but we don't want to lose money. So maybe when we cross the 50th year, that's where we're going to start now breaking down. That's why Alex talked about the policies, because this is where we need to be more careful about how we spend the money. Every decision we take has to be monitored, and that has to be governed by a different team of members.
According to the Treasurer's 2023-24 report, every fully paid member has so far saved 4,506,000 shillings with the club and will soon be able to borrow within at low rates. Stress-Free Investment Club is a testament that great initiatives with potential of immense impact can be birthed in hard times. Wadulo Makanold, UBC News.
And furthermore, government has celebrated the strategic contribution of Uganda Bati to the country's economic growth over the last decades, to make it 6 at that. Uganda Bati Limited was founded in 1964 and has made a name in the manufacturing sector, affecting lives and the broader economy.
So basically, if you look at Uganda Bati, talk about Uganda Bati's story, we are talking about a company that salvaged the region and Uganda, for example, from the ravages of the grudge-thatched houses.
After looking at that, it is therefore with enormous gratitude that we celebrate a milestone as being one of the few companies which have achieved 60 years. And it's not just a celebration of our longevity. It's a tribute to our values and principles that have been guiding us since we started in Tororo in 1964. Our journey has been a long one. In those days, we were known as the Steelworks Company, and we started with aluminium industries. The demand became so great, exceeding the supply.
Any contribution that reduces on that import bill is highly appreciated and highly celebrated, and we truly want to thank you for the contribution you are making in import substitution. And you have been part and parcel of the long journey of industrialization for our country. In 1986, we only had 83 companies, factories, and Uganda Bat was one of those companies. As we speak, we are now 9,400 companies. Much progress has been made, and these companies are contributing, if the manufacturing alone, contributing 16.5% to our national GDP of 55 billion, and contributing more than 5.5 trillion to our national revenue. So this celebration is actually so big for us, and we are happy that we are part and parcel of it.
And in our sports news, the Greater Ngoma tournament in Ngoma Town Council, Nakaseke District, has reached its quarter-finals stages with young talents identification. The center referee, Biekwaso Majega, told UBC that the Butchers were prominent players in today's tournament after scoring 5-0 against Teachers.
The tournament began with 12 football teams and 9 netball teams. The teams, which included the Butchers, the DJs, Soft Drinks, Chiruli Zone, and Herdsmen, took part in the quarterfinals. The Butchers, DJs, Herdsmen, and Soft Drinks have made it to the semi-finals. This tournament was invented to identify young talent from this area of Greater Ngoma. The semi-finals are scheduled for 24th and 25th August 2024, where only 2 teams each for both football and netball will qualify for the final games on 1st of September. Charity Nahawe for UBC News.
And in response to the Ministry of Education and Sports, SETA Junior School has organized a sports day to enhance physical fitness and creativity among learners. Pupils participated in aerobics, bottle filling, duck race, body color sorting, among others.
Thank you.
Work No Play makes John a dull boy. Thank you very much for joining us for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. Allow me, Wadulo Mark Arnold, and Dorothy Namuyomba, and the team behind the scenes, wish you a lovely week. And yes, good night.
Thank you for tuning on UBC. My name is Tessa Mili with your weather update. We are still having light isolated showers here and there, but other areas experiencing sunny intervals. Seeing the satellite picture, we are having a rainbow diffused within us. Nevertheless, we have a high over the tip of South Africa that is depriving us of the moist wind that should come into our country, hence reducing the moist winds and the activities within our country. Tomorrow morning, we expect to wake up to a bright sunny day. Most parts of the central, apart from our capital city, Kampala, we are seeing light showers. Moving to the eastern part, we are waking up to a light showers the early mornings of tomorrow. The western stretch is expected to wake up to a bright sunny day tomorrow morning. Around the northern sector, we are seeing a pickup of light showers in the early mornings of tomorrow. Afternoon hours, we are seeing a continuation of light showers within our capital city, Kampala, at a maximum 27 degrees Celsius, 28 in Nakasongola, and light showers by the rest of the place, like Mubende, and with sunny intervals. The eastern part, with light showers across Soroti at a maximum 29 degrees Celsius, Jinja and Tororo, with sunny intervals at a maximum 28 degrees Celsius. Moving to the western stretch, we are seeing a pickup of light showers in most parts of the western at a maximum 30 degrees Celsius across Kasese and 29 in Masindi, but the rest of the areas like Mbarara and Kabale with sunny intervals at a maximum 30 degrees Celsius across Mbarara. The northern sector, there is a continuation of light showers even in the afternoon hours at a maximum of 29 degrees Celsius in the Karamoja regions towards the Chitugumu, but 28 across Guru, Lela and Arua. Moving out of Uganda to a few cities across the globe, forecasting sunny intervals across the neighborhood of Nairobi at a maximum 23 degrees Celsius. Dubai is pretty hot at a maximum 45 degrees Celsius, and saying that Cairo is sunny and at a maximum of 39 degrees Celsius. London with sunny conditions at a maximum of 23 degrees Celsius. Thanks for tuning on UBC. I remain with Tessa Mili. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.